for Life. Now, you can see many of them wearing a blue hat with the words Rosary Pro-Life on it, a nod to their school. Well, the museum apparently didn't like that. So according to a lawsuit, security guards told the kids to take off their hats or leave. One guard was even accused of saying the First Amendment does not apply here. Spoiler alert, it does. Students sued. The Smithsonian settled the case. They apologized. That's exactly what we're talking about here. Overt bias against American values and traditional thinking. Here with more insight is one of those students, Jane Keeney, along with her attorney, Abigail Southerland, from the American Center for Law and Justice. Jane, any warning signs or rules posted saying that political apparel wasn't allowed? It's not political apparel, though. It's kind of religious apparel when you entered that museum.
Yeah, no, not at all. It came to a very big shock to us and the rest of my group that we were going to be asked and given an ultimatum that either we can keep our hats on and get out, or you can, stick around the museum as long as you take them off. It really was shocking.
Well, this is at a time where the left feels emboldened to, identify girls as boys, to demand that you use the right pronouns or else, and yet you can't wear a hat that says, rosary on it, the rosary on it. I mean,
it's completely ridiculous.
This is insane.
Yeah, we were shocked that we were asked to take them off, but really it comes as no surprise. They're wanting to silence young Christian patriots, just like they're trying to write out a bunch of the Christian patriots that founded this country in the other Smithsonian museums. So really it shouldn't have come as a shock to my group.
And how important is, Jane, the lawsuit itself? Because Abigail, excuse me, because the Smithsonian National Air and Space Museum, the security guard, was identified only as Defendant John Doe 2, called the hats political statements, said we're a museum that promotes equality, and the hats do not promote equality. So what did that tell you about how the students were being singled out here?
Well, I mean, the demeanor of the guard was he kicked the students out with pleasure, or he informed them to remove their hats. I think what's clear here is that this is a long-time pattern of political activism by the Smithsonian. Americans should be very, very suspicious of the version of history that the Smithsonian is telling. And what occurred in 2023 is just another example of that.
Well, and Rosary, the name of the school, obviously for we Roman Catholics, it's the most important prayer next to the Lord's Prayer. But Jane and Abigail, this is a story of perseverance and truth up against the restorative justice crowd and restorative history crowd. And we support you 100%. Thank you for joining us tonight. And coming up, COVID gave us Fauci and the world's strangest fan club. Jimmy's next.